Today I am talking about um, like how to deal with your triggers and emotional distress. I am going to wait like a few seconds to just kind of get started. What I am doing now, I'm actually in the room and I was wanting to like do some recording. Well, do like a live video just in case if it was anybody that was dealing with like emotional distress right now. No, I am not a therapist nor a licensed counselor. Well, no, I'm not a counselor nor a licensed therapist. So you take this with a grain of salt, or you can take this to heart. But just know that, okay? But with that being said, I know that prayer is the most powerful tool that we all possess. We have the ability to pray and to deal with whatever is stressing us out. So this is going to be a chat, and typically on my channel I talk about faith, family, and business. But in between all of those things, mental health is so very important. Anything. So this message was kind of prompted by um, a call that I had gotten from someone that I know very well, and they're going through a very stressful time right now, as we all either have gone through a stressful time or currently in a stressful time, or you're just coming out of a stressful time. So you're either one of the three, right? All of us go through stressful times, but one of the main things that I just want to do is to just let this be a place or a point of encouragement to everybody that you don't have to act like you have it all together. Let me tell you this, life can be so difficult at times where you want to give up, where you just like, listen, I'm ready to throw in the towel. This is not even worth it. I'm frustrated on every end. But you don't have to give up. I want to let you know that everybody has some type of trigger that just like, listen, you just stepped on some toes just then. You are frustrating me. I don't feel like being bothered with you. And all of us have a couple of people that just kind of know how to get up under our skin. Everybody's not gonna like you. Every situation is not gonna be in your favor, and it's very important that you know how to deal with stressful and sometimes even depressing times. Um, and in this scenario, just kind of brushing over it, um, just I know that times can be very, very rough. Like even for myself, like years ago, um, I was going through a very, very, very stressful time, and this person reminded me of that very dark time that I was going through, and they were having the analogy of this is kind of where they are right now. But my encouragement to them was, but you already know how I came out, right? So, um, even though you all, we may not know each other, and no, you did not know me during that very stressful time. However, just know that I'm no longer at that place anymore, right? Just know that trouble does not last always. And right now, I'm literally got the computer in front of me because I'm loading up my system um, before I log into my call center for later on tonight. We've got I'm rebuilding for a secure desktop for what I do. This is not the secure desktop, but this is. So essentially we were only going to get like a 16 gig. I got a 32 gig, and I'm going to build a secure desktop and run it from here. I'm still going to need my laptop. However, I needed to move some things onto the 32 gig. Well, it'll have way more than enough space. And then because I have run out of ports, so if you ever see like if you're running off of a laptop and you're out of ports, go get one of these from Surf. And no, this is not sponsored. But hey, if you all want to sponsor me, you sure can. Send me a message on here, or go to Latoya A. Wright at gmail.com. That's LATOYA at gmail.com. Hit me up and say, hey, I want to sponsor you. But so, anyways, it takes It takes a certain amount of prayer, fasting, and just really, really just drawing back. Like if you know what your triggers are, and what I mean by triggers, triggers are those things that cause you to go back to that place. And we all have that place, right? We all have that place where it's dark and it can make you act outside of your character. It can cause you to just go into your shell and not really want to deal with people anymore. It's that dark place. And so that trigger or those triggers, it could be a smell, a fragrance, it could be a song, it could be somebody making a crazy analogy about your situation, it could be something that a mannerism that somebody that you used to be connected to actually used to do to you and it hurt you, and that person is now doing it and they know, either it could be knowingly or unknowingly, but just understand what those triggers are. Those things can take you back to that point where you were in a deep, dark, depressing, frustrated place. And just my number one answer, or just like solution for people who are going through that, is asking God how to take the power away from that trigger, asking God to make that situation null and void, like just make it disappear, not disappear, but when you see it again it does not take you back to that other time. Make new memories. um and if it's a person that's causing that trigger to happen, have a very in-depth conversation with them and just kind of let them know, hey, it's no fault of your own. You probably don't even know that this is one of my things, but I don't like it when, you know, and this has been one of the things that I've dealt with. You kind of just let them know what has happened, because you can't treat people like they're fortune tellers, like they're supposed to just know that you went through such a depressing time or a frustrating time, that they're just supposed to know that this is something that's bothering you, or whatever they're doing or whatever they said, it has caused you some harm or alarm, and you don't know how to properly deal with it. You just need to be honest and upfront and tell that person, hey, that just takes me back to a place that I don't want to go back to anymore. And I feel like that's the best way to deal with the trigger. And distressed times, I mean, a lot of people are in that place right now. It is an odd time that we're living in. We just went through a year where an epicenter took an entire city out that is just known for just never sleeping, but New York slept for quite some time until that stronghold was pulled off of them. So, I feel like people, what they would have normally done, when you take down the big guns, when you take down the big people or the big things, everybody else comes to this place with like, oh my God, I mean, well, nobody is safe at this point. And then you saw the trucks, you know, we don't want to talk about specifics, but you saw the trucks. And so, and these mass places that they had to do, um, it was very humbling. It was a very humbling experience. And so a lot of times now people are just coming out, even though they joke about it, they say, oh, you know, 2020 taught, if 2020 didn't teach you anything else, it taught you that what, anything can happen, anything is possible. So people have experienced a time in their life where they have gone through such a shock that nothing is the same anymore. The world went on like this invisible punishment where we were banished to our houses, and we were like, we have to wear a mask and do things differently. And so people are in such a weird place where if you don't give them some solace, if you don't give them the ability to just kind of express to you sometimes, let your friends be your friends by, if they are going through a hard time, you don't have to know all the answers. You just don't. That's one of my number one pet peeves. You are not the expert in every situation. What you can tell them is, I'm here. I'm praying for you. I love you. And let them just talk. Sometimes the best solution for any person is you to be there. You don't really have to have a solution. Your solution is sit there, be quiet, and listen. And then if they ask you a question, you offer your opinion, but make sure that you're not too harsh with that person when they're giving you, their heart and soul. They're pouring out everything to you. Make sure that you're not being harsh with them as well. But yeah, this just random live. It was prompted by a situation that just happened. I really feel like other people need to hear that. Like, you are okay. God can bring you out. You will not die in this. You will be okay. Reach out to friends and family. Even if it's not family, hopefully you have a support system that's around you somewhere that you could talk about anything. And that group of people, maybe one or two, when I mean a group, it might be one or two, no more than five. I've never seen a group maybe larger than five people that you could just blatantly just say whatever, and they don't take it how it came out of your mouth. Because I know when I'm frustrated or I feel backed up against the wall, how many people are like super nice during those times? It's impossible. Sometimes you just got to be able to say it how you need to say it, and then apologize and say, hey, that wasn't me. That's why you got to make sure you talk to your closest people, because you want to be able to go to them with full disclosure and vulnerability, and just say whatever is on your heart. And then they know you at your core, and they know your prayer life. They know who you are and who you are not, and they won't be so judgmental. So with that being said, I definitely want to make sure that you have a support system, that you're praying, that you are just have a group of people that you could be honest with, and then also pray for yourself. Pray. Ask God to take all the power out of those things that have caused you some alarm or some harm in your past. Take all power away from your triggers. Don't allow anything to have power over you. Because whatever you stress over, that means you have magnified it. Magnification means to make large. You don't need to give anything any power that is not all powerful. Let me say that again. You don't need to give anything any power that's not all powerful. If it cannot take care of you in every way like God can, it is not powerful enough. And so, my number one thing is it's really the stress that kills people. It's the stress. The stress. Because it's the stress and the aggravation and the anticipation and the anxiousness of what you worry about what that person or those people will say. If you say that you don't struggle with dealing with people and their thoughts, you're lying. You're a bold faced lie. Because most of the time, we as humans, none of us are an island. So we do have a select group of people that we do worry about what they feel about us. And if they have something bad to say about us, then really sometimes all hope seems to be lost. That's why you have to know that God is all powerful, and even your closest friends, they're not God. They can only give you a certain degree of help. And that's why you must learn how to pray for yourself. Got to know God for yourself. You got to get in that Bible for yourself, because of the simple fact that that's the only thing that's going to feed you. That's the only thing that's going to be able to take care of you in dark times. We are living in some very strange times right now. Although things are great on one end, they are very strange on another. We live in a time where there's so many mass shootings, and it's 2021. We're talking about above 30 mass shootings. Above 30. Like, we literally have had so many mass shootings in 2020. I mean in 2021, and we just got here. This is the We just got done with the first quarter. This is April, what? April 16th? And mass shootings are everywhere. People, wars and rumors of wars. Thank God for Afghanistan getting ready to end. But then I pray about what's going on over there. I'm glad that my children's father is out of Afghanistan now. He came home, what, last year? So it's one of those things of I just pray for God's people. I pray for people who are even lost at this time that they find themselves in Christ, find their true identity, because that's what it's really about. And anybody that you see that's acting out of their character, you know they didn't grow up that way. You pray for them and you ask God to heal them and to get to them by any means necessary. And I mean by any means necessary, so that their soul is not lost. You don't want blood to be on your hands that you did not share Christ with them just because you worried about what they would say or you feel like they're too far gone. Nobody is too far gone. Saul to Paul experience speaks to me all the time. This mass shooter, right? He was a mass shooter. Then you just came to Christ. Because on this road that you were walking, you were changed. So anybody can, but just put some prayer on it. So back to the basics. If you're suffering with like stress, anxiety, frustrations, aggravations, worryation, you can't figure it out by yourself. You're not God. You're not supposed to. Ask God for the strategy. Ask God for the game plan. Ask God to see you through. That is exactly how I live each and every day. Not that I have everything figured out, but let me tell you this. When I know that I have come to the very end of myself, I try not to even exhaust every option. Sometimes I say, God, I know that this situation is going to take you. So I'm going to remove myself, move T out of the way. I don't even want to be in the whole board of deciding in the first place. God, you are my board, and I want you to decide everything about my life, where I should go, what I should eat, what I should wear. And if I get too far away from the center, please snatch me back, because I'm here to serve you and to serve you only, and to make sure that my spiritual navigation system is always working well. Perfect order. And so with that being said, everybody, I'm just praying for everybody right now that the Lord covers you, He protects you, that you follow your true north when it's dealing with Christ, that you find Him, because He's not lost, you are. We are the sheep. So we need to be following the shepherd. All of us, we have to follow our shepherd because He knows the way. So I'm praying, and I love you all. Thank you so much for coming on to my video. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. God bless you. Bye.